There's so many reasons why you need to be charging properly for your advice. And here's just one of many. So ages ago, I was looking into life coaching because I thought it would be a beautiful addition to the business coaching that I was doing. So a friend of mine introduced me to a really successful life coach. I think her name was Belinda. Yeah, it was Belinda. And so after I was introduced to her, I rang Belinda and I said, I'd really like to pick your brains. I want to know more about what's involved. This is what I'm thinking of doing. Could I take you for coffee for an hour and pick your brains? And of course she was obliging. I was a friend of hers, a really good friend of hers. So anyway, I said to Belinda when we sat down to have coffee, I said, I would like to pay you for your time. And she said to me, oh my God, Kim, don't be silly. I'm not going to take your money. I'm happy to have a conversation with you for an hour over a coffee. And I said, no, the reason I want to pay you for your time is because I want to feel guilt-free about picking your brains and asking you lots of questions and not feeling like I'm overstepping the mark or I'm taking away from time that you could be with a paid client. I said, I need to do that so that I take it seriously and I don't feel any guilt, and then you don't feel like you're just giving me your time, as beautiful and gorgeous as that was. Anyway, so we had the hour. And the beautiful thing was I picked her brains. I asked her everything I could possibly think about, and I was prepared. I had a whole list of questions in advance, and I'm already good at asking questions. So I had a bucket load prepared, as well as all the ones that came up based on the answers that she was giving me. And in the end, I said, please send me an invoice. And it's really important that you do this because that allowed me that space to be totally like a client and getting as much out of that relationship as I could and really valuing that time. And that's why, even knowing that I was going to be paying this money, that's why I wrote down the questions. I did the research. I researched her business. I put so much more effort into that 1 hour coffee catch up because I knew that I was paying for it. And this is the same thing with your clients, that if you're doing a lot of work for them and you're not charging properly, then they might not, I'm not saying they are, but they might not be as committed. Because as you know, when you pay for something, you pay attention. And another coach of mine once said that when you pay attention. When you pay a lot, you pay a lot of attention. So it's worthwhile making sure that your pricing is properly and that you're not underselling yourself for your value. Because if you really want to get that client fully attentive, in action, doing the things and getting the goodness out of the advice that you're providing, then they need to have their own skin in the game, and their money is part of their commitment to themselves and the change that they're going to make. And like you, when you hand over that money, there's more chance that you're going to do it. So that's why if you're discounting your pricing or you're not charging properly, you could be discounting some of the value that your clients are getting in terms of their own commitment to the process and their own results. Have a think about that. Have a think about if maybe it is time that you do adjust your pricing accordingly, because after all, you are valuable.